Welcome to Over the Line, the football debate show by fans for fans. My name is Dave Owen. Joining me today, we've got two ecstatic Manchester United fans, Nigel and Cyril, and Kunle, fellow Gooner, joins me as well. So, today's episode, it's a bit of an emergency episode. To be honest, I would expect us to be back into the weekend. However, we've had some big news come in the last few hours, and we just had to discuss it. So, as can be seen by the title of the video and the ticker going along the bottom of the screen, Manchester United have sacked Ruben Amorim. This comes after 14 months in charge and following Sunday's draw against Leeds, where Amorim effectively spoke out and said how he's effectively not happy with how things are being run at the club, how he sees himself as a manager, not a coach. Um, Left his position untenable, if we're being perfectly honest, and as a result, he's been relieved of his duties. Darren Fletcher, a club legend, is to take charge for the Burnley game as caretaker manager. Before I believe another caretaker manager is looking to be appointed. Fingers crossed that ends up being Gareth Southgate, but we shall see. So we have a couple of clear, jubilant United fans on the show today. So it's only fair that I throw it over to them. So Nigel, let's come to you first. Give us your reaction about this news. How shocked were you that it occurred, and how happy are you now that Amorim's gone?
I was first of all, good evening, gents. Good evening. I hope you guys are as happy as I am today. Today is a glorious day. Today is probably a day I'm not going to forget for a very long time. Right when I just got that flash up on my phone, thinking, is it April Fool's today? I realized that it wasn't. It's only January the 5th, and the news came through that Amorim had talked himself out of a job, and all I can say is thank you to him for opening his mouth like that and clearly gaslighting my board in order for them to make the decision to get rid of him. He has been nothing short of a disastrous manager. When you look at the stats, the performances, the results, the substitutions, the in-game management, the disrespect he has shown our academy, that he was such an awful fit. The fact that he has probably produced some of the most embarrassing days I've ever had as a Man United fan, going all the way back to that Europa League final, forgetting in the Premier League finish. Or what was it, 15th? I can't remember what it was. Yeah, that it was so low. I got like nosebleed looking down that far on the table, bro. But and to lose to Tottenham, and not just Tottenham, and Costello of all managers of all teams, right? We don't usually lose European finals like that. He embarrassed. He disrespected the fans. He disrespected our history. Everything that what Man United stands for. He had ample opportunity to. What did he say? The Pope can't even make him change formation. Who do you think you're about? This is Manchester United. What do you mean? He walked in like he was God, man. Anyway, so for me, I'm with the caretaker, Darren Fletcher, coming in, like you said, Old Trafford legend, knows the culture, knows the fit, knows the players, knows how to play, knows how to excite the fans, knows how to get us. He's giving us hope, right? Right now, I was like, this could be another season, just another year of just not even having hope, all right? And the great thing is that luckily that every other team in the league, apart from the top three, have decided to not take the season seriously. So we are well in with a shout of getting into the Champions League, which is where I can honestly start looking at the table with hope and anticipation, and just excited to see Man United play at Old Trafford again and know how to play and entertain the fans. It's a great day. But the one thing I will say for Amorim, though, is that, and Ten Hag, is that David, you shared some pictures in the group with some of the reaction of professional footballers, right? And it just says exactly what the culture was of the club, and he's helped to rid some of that. So this I'm going to say, and I said in one of the first podcasts we did this year, that the one thing I wanted to stop was the headlines at Old Trafford. I just was sick and tired of seeing the back page headlines of our players misbehaving, with disrespecting the club. So he's helped to get rid of that, following on from Ten Hag. So I'm happy for that, and for this I thank him. But what happened is that he got rid of those players that were making headlines and then started making his own. It just started saying things like worst team in history. But man, this is the worst team in history managed by you, fool. Right? And so even when he was saying these things, he was like erasing himself from the picture, like he had nothing to do with it, like nothing to do with his tactics. Right. And what gave me a little bit of hope is that okay, surely one game a week. Like, Cyril, one game a week. Like, surely you know who we're playing. The fixture list is out, right? One game a week. Just train the team on what we have to do to perform. We couldn't even get that. So today, David, good. It's an awesome day. I don't think I can't remember the last time I was this happy. So that's it from me.
Look, let me ask something real quick then before we go over to Cyril then. So they're talking about having a caretaker manager for the remainder of the season. Do you think that's the right move? Because there's so much of the season left. You guys are within touching distance of the Champions League places. Do you not feel like by having a caretaker manager for the remainder of the season, you're kind of risking just throwing the rest of the season away?
Cyril, am I right? Did he take over from Michael Carrick?
Was it Van Nistelrooy?
Was it Van Nistelrooy?
Yeah.
And then, so we've had some interims, David. So what we did when we had Ole, right, we should have thanked him for his services and then got rid of him and got a proper management. Michael Carrick took over at Varamba. He had about 3-4 games, did really well, went on to Middlesbrough and actually performed really well. And then Van Nistelrooy, not a great manager or anything like that, but he got I don't know if you remember the football we were playing under him, but it was really upbeat, go, playing in the true nature of Manchester United, right? So, the manager that, I mean, whoever you're thinking, Glasner or whatever, he can't leave until the end of his contract in the summer. So what do you want us to do? Do you want us to go and find another Amorim and put him in? what do you want us to do? You want us to go and get what's that?
Southgate.
What's that? Even that comment alone just says it all. So yeah, bring in Darren Fletcher, right? Let him get some excitement in the Old Trafford, and let's just get that top 4 spot, right? We've got terrible Liverpool, we've got Chelsea who just set their manager, we've got more than enough at one game a week, right? In order to be able to get a European football, and that's a successful season judging from where we're coming from.
All right, fair enough. Cyril, let's get your thoughts on it. How do you
feel? I just feel, like I said yesterday, for clarity, when I said I hope he stays, I'm talking about not from the fact that I want him to stay. It's just more I just didn't want to have any destabilization of the club and of the team. But when I look at every game that was going on, it was just uncomfortable, and more so. You mentioned it just before the show started. The substitutions, more importantly, the defensive substitutions. I've never in my time of watching football, see a manager change the back so many times every single game. And again, the kind of respect that we gave certain teams, i.e. Wolves, in the way we actually set up and stuff against some of these teams, playing these back fives against times when we should be doing the opposite. Yeah, a lot of decisions. I always say this. As a professional that's getting paid millions of pounds every single year, me as the person on the couch watching this should not be able to be thinking I can make better decisions than he's making on the pitch when he has the players, he trains with them, he's the professional, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense. And then everybody else around is saying the same thing. So it's like, how is this guy just... So I think he wanted to just stay in his own ways. And, I respect that. I think that's been a true message from the beginning. This is how he plays. This is what he, So I lay blame on the ownership on that part there, because I don't think that he was shy about telling them what he wanted and what he needed. So it's their fault for making that decision to play a manager who sets up his team in the way he does, not back him financially, but then still expect him to change how he plays. And I think somewhere along the line, they might have thought, bring him in. Once he's in, he will see and he'll, maybe change and so on. And the reality of it is, no, he's not willing to change. And I think he got to a point when he was so stubborn that if he changed, I think it's like the Eric Ten Hag thing. I think he saw what happened with Eric Ten Hag when, he changed his style of football when he came to United. And then, then he couldn't actually even find a style and he was just trying to adapt to the players. And, I think that's what Ten Hag did as part of his, tenure. So I think he didn't want to go down that route. So it was like, this is my way. If you either back me or sack me. And obviously he did that. But I think at this point, I'm happy that we've moved on from him. I had hope. I didn't want to say get him out because I had hope that he would turn it around somehow. I don't know how, but there was just some little bit of hope that we can just have one manager that can actually be able to do something. But I think if I really say where my hope really lies on, it's on the players, because I really think with those players there, even that Wolves game, I really still think with those players that we have, he could have coached them better and we could have definitely got some results out of that. So the next manager, I don't think can do worse. And I think whoever comes in is coming in to please the fans, the club, especially if you've been Darren Fletcher, even when you think about it, he's been managing the under-18s, I think it is. And, there's a clip of him talking about how, the attack and, letting players express themselves, and I think he's got that Man United, Alex Ferguson DNA in him. And, I know Gavin, shout out to Gavin, says this is not the Alex Ferguson that's gone and done or whatever. But I think for as long as they keep some of those players close to the club who can talk about what the real DNA of the club is, we can bring managers in who can be able to sort of have that foundation. But I think this is good, what's happened now, because I believe Wilcox, when they're making the next appointment, they're going to be a little bit more conscious of the type of person they're going to be able to bring in. That person will come in knowing, okay, here's what I'm going to actually come and deliver in terms of style of play, in terms of all of that stuff there. I think that's going to be a bit more clearer on both sides before anyone signs the paper. So, this is I do believe, that with the right person leading us, we are potentially top four. I said, finish fifth, that's my what I said yesterday, prediction for yesterday, but I do hope we can actually finish fourth. And I think the squad definitely is there. And obviously with those players coming back as well from AFCON and Bruno coming back, I definitely think with everything else, I don't think that's another thing as well. I'm pretty sure Bruno ain't going to play in the position that he's been playing in. So I think that again is going to probably make a difference. So there's going to be small things that will make a difference as time goes along, and that's what I'm excited about. And there's even talk about Rashford coming back. Hey, look, it's all about the culture that's in the club for sure. But if Rashford can come back to that season when he did with, that season there.
But again, that was like 5 years ago. Like, let's not do that. It's gone.
But yeah,
it's gone.
It's
gone. And he did it once. bro. Like, it's gone.
It was only
right.
one season.
Thank you for your service. Stay at Barca. It's okay.
Yeah, right. We need to get rid of him. But yeah, so I mean, I'm just happy about. I think there will be changes. What I'm actually excited about, I want to see how he plays Cunha, how whoever comes in, how they play Cunha, how they play Mbeumo, and how all of them will play in. And even one thing as well, I think will be actually potentially good for is Sesko. I wonder how, not that Sesko was necessarily affected by him, but I just wonder how, if a different manager comes in, how Sesko would actually play in the team.
All right, fair enough. Kunle, as a Gooner, man, is this good news or bad news for the rest of the league?
As you can see, I'm wearing black, so we are mourning the loss of a great man. Honestly, honestly, I don't think he wasn't the right fit. But I think Cyril already mentioned that. I blame, as much as I blame Amorim, I blame Ineos.
Mm.
Because everyone seems to forget, before Amorim came, remember he didn't want to come. He said, not right now. And
Mm.
United said, it's now or never. So obviously he had to go. And obviously with him coming, everyone who had done like a research on Amorim, they said he plays that 3-4-3 at all times. So the United board knew what he was coming to do. They knew the formation he was going to play, and they knew they didn't have the players.
Wait. Can I say one thing in my board's defense? Right, you said
What's the
3-4-3. He was playing 5-2-3.
Yeah, it's
That's the
5-2-3.
problem.
It's but then don't forget.
But we thought it was 3-4-3. Exactly what you said.
Yeah, but
He
what
was playing.
I'm saying is he probably saw the players. Once he saw the quality of the players in the positions that he's trying to put them in, he's realizing they can't do the 3-4-3. So he eventually forms back into a back five, and then
Yeah, but we couldn't do the 5.
yeah, we couldn't do it. But plus he was a stubborn man, and I think obviously the way when Ten Hag came, he got a lot of criticism for changing his style. And probably he's seen that and said, I'm not going to change. And he, as we know, for the large majority of his tenure, he kept saying, I'm not changing. So I have blame on both sides. Ineos have played their part, but I think personally, he wanted to get sacked from a long time ago because he kept offering himself like a freedom fighter that he was going to sacrifice his own life for United. Because after the final, he said the same thing. He said, "Oh, you can't change 22 players, but you can change one." Okay, and then he would say, "Oh, even though, yeah, like you said, when he said this is the worst United ever, you are the manager, you pick the players." But yeah, there's certain things he used to do. I think the one when I knew was fit. This guy was never making it against Grimsby, and he still had 5 at the back. I thought, you're playing Grimsby here, and you're still playing 5 at the back.
And not only that, and you're making defensive substitutions in that game.
All right, that makes no sense to me. It's like go and kill this team. It's like you're playing Grimsby. Like, it's almost like he's forgotten who he's managing. It's so weird. And obviously, I'll say I had the pleasure, but Boxing Day, I actually went to Old Trafford to watch you lot play Newcastle. And in the first half, you played really well. Then in the second half, he started doing really weird substitutions. That's literally just said to Newcastle, okay, attack us. Yep. And we will just try and defend for our life. And I didn't understand. And then in the 88th minute, he takes off Martinez. Why is taking off a defender in the 88th minute? Then he took off Shaw. Then he took off. Yep. It's like, are you trying to lose? It doesn't. It's like he just did certain things that anyone from the outside.
Defender for his debut.
Yeah. It's like he's doing. Like Cyril said, I've never seen a manager do defender for defender changes all the time. Like, and then when Maguire was obviously fit, that was like his go-to plan. To be fair, a lot of managers have resorted to that because it does work. But that was like when plan A don't work, Maguire, come, you're going up front. So yeah, he kept saying a lot of things. Yeah, he threw the youth under the bus. Yeah, I mean, it was coming. I mean, this was not a surprise to me. And then when his last press conference, I thought, yeah, you're just asking to be sacked now. You're literally telling them, fire me, and they did. But I don't think he's a bad manager. I just think he came, as we've noticed, when depending on the club that you are, every move, every decision you make is scrutinized and analyzed to death. And I think he wasn't ready for that scrutiny that he was going to get, where every change he make, every substitution, he keep asking, "Oh, why did you do this? Why did you do that?" But I feel overall, I think he just got a bit too big for him. I don't think he fully understood what he had said yes to, and then by the time he'd literally put his Moncler jacket on the touchline, he realized the size of the job at hand. So yeah, him being sacked is not a surprise. It's been coming. He's been asking for it. he's been daring them basically. He said, "I dare you to sack me." That's basically what he's been doing for like the last season. But no, I think the next appointment, I think what they don't want to rush, so they're giving it to Fletcher until they get the actual target that they want. Because we've seen if it's the 3-4-3, we've seen Glasner. He's done it and he does it well. He's won trophies with it. But yeah, the interim's always the way to go. It's how it always goes. You give it to someone that's been at the club, knows the club. You get a little bounce from it. How long the bounce will last, we'll find out. I mean, Burnley away is a good game to start with. But yeah, it's the cycle begins again, eh?
The cycle does begin again.
This time is a new beginning. This time is different.
Yeah, I've heard that one before. I've heard that one before.
I mean, you've made some good points there, Kunle, in that, the cycle begins again. And Glasner is an obvious name that's going to be coming up. Iraola from Bournemouth is another name that's going to be coming up. You've got other names like, Xavi, who's without a club at the moment. The rest of the country are praying for a Gareth Southgate hire. But Nigel, who would you like to see come in? Because I've spoken to a few United fans, and one name that they did mention was Emery, and that's more realistic in the summer after the season than obviously right now, while Villa are in the midst of a title challenge. So, in your opinion, Nigel, who would you like to see come in? If you had the power, what would you do right now?
Oh, what would I do right now? No, I would definitely go with the caretaker approach. I have no issues with Darren Fletcher taking over the reins. Some of our best results have been under Ryan Giggs, Michael Carrick, Van Nistelrooy, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer during this time. So for me, he knows, as Cyril said, he knows the DNA of the club, and he will give the youth a chance. We will bang. Kunle, you were saying something about playing the 3-4-3. We had Harry Amas who could have played that, and he shipped him out on loan. We had the one that you guys were laughing at the beginning of the season, the one who went to Real Madrid. Like all of this, we've had players who could actually play that role under his tutelage, and he decided to get rid of them. And then cry, you got no players. Don't make no sense, bro. Right? We had Chidobe when we didn't have any strikers, and he hasn't been picking him or playing him, even as a body on the bench. There's many things, but the defensive substitutions over and over again. Dorgu scored a winning goal against Newcastle playing on the right wing. The next game, what does he do? Cyril, what does he do?
Revert to type.
Give me a break. So this season, Darren Fletcher, I can guarantee you Darren Fletcher won't make that. And for me, that's already progress. When Bruno comes in, if you can put him in a 10 behind Cunha, Sesko, and Mbeumo, you're already going to see a difference. Immediate impact. All right. So I'm already excited.
What we were thinking, I think that was when we brought those players in. That's what we thought it was going to sort of line up as. That wasn't what we hoped.
It's the best number 10 in the league. Like, what the hell? So,
it didn't make sense.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that. If anything else, I'm just excited for that. I'm going to smile watching Man United play. All right. So for me, Darren Fletcher until the end of the season, David, and then after that, let me look at how everyone's performing. Let me see what happens if we're saying Emery now. What happens if he loses the next 6 games in a row and then finishes outside the Champions League spots from wherever he is? Then who's going to be saying his name? No one. Let's just take time. Let's see how everyone performs, and then we'll make the right decision for Manchester United. And I can't wait.
How confident are you that any of your guys are going to make the right decision? Because we've been here before.
All right. So can I just say one thing? When we did bring in Dean Ashworth from Newcastle, right? Did you hear any pundit, any professional pundit, any football man or woman say that was a bad appointment? I didn't. Right? No. But when we brought in Amorim, I heard nothing but positive things about him. That he wanted to go Man City, Liverpool. Liverpool wanted him. Blah blah blah. Yes, he said he didn't want to come mid-season, but I didn't hear anyone say that was a terrible appointment. No one said that. Right? So everyone can be wise after the event. Hindsight's a beautiful thing. So, what was your question?
Like, how confident are you in us making the correct
decision? Oh, yes. Right. So in those two things individually, at the time when Dawn made, I didn't see anyone saying it was negative. Didn't hear anyone. Right. It's a pity we didn't do the podcast at the time because I like to be able to pin up Kunle and you and what everyone else would have said at the time we made those signings because no one said anything negative about it. I can also tell you that when we signed Dorgu, we said, okay, yeah, young one, lecture a bit odd, but all right, let's roll the dice on him. When we signed Cunha, when we signed Sesko, when we signed in Bremo, no one said it was a terrible signing. They said that, in fact, they said they're going to kick on. When the players that we did get rid of, no one actually said we were wrong for getting rid of them. What they did say is that we didn't get the value that, because of Amorim and his words, we didn't get the value of what they were worth. But I didn't hear anyone really crying about it. The only one they did get upset about, was worried about, is Manu. But luckily he's still at the club. Right. So when you're looking at and so if it came down to, maybe that's what they were thinking also, Manu versus him. Keep Manu at all costs, get rid of Amorim. So maybe that was also a factor in their thinking. But if you look at all those choices individually, right? I didn't hear anyone saying that it was wrong. Yes, they got upset when they said we're going to raise ticket prices, but everyone has, by the way. And when they slashed the freebies and stuff, that's just headline news. But our financial resource says that it's starting to make traction, and we're heavily in debt. We can't continue like this. So if you want to say about the people in above the manager, so Wilcox, okay, you could say the guy doesn't have he did a stint at Southampton, which is not Manchester United, fair enough. But he had a decent track record when he went to Man City, which is how we know Barada. Barada's not truly a football man, he's more of a businessman, but we also did that because business-wise, we've been atrocious too. But if you're talking about the football decisions, I don't see much wrong if you look at them individually. Cyril, do you disagree?
No, I think the only thing I disagree with is, or not disagree, but I just still question is, they knew what Amorim was saying about how he wants to play it and how he wants to set up the team when they hired him, and so they gotta back him. If they don't back him,
yeah, but with the players he already, I wouldn't back him. Would you back him? Because Kunle said 3-4-3. We haven't been seeing 3-4-3. We've been seeing 5-2-3. Right. So even me, I'm like, that's not what I was promised. Right. And the players that he has had in the squad, he's made ridiculous decisions. And when we're losing, or the game's on a knife edge, and we got Zout, Mount, and Zersky and that on the bench, he's bringing on Aiden Heaven and Kunle was there at Old Trafford against Newcastle, and they were bringing on a defender for his. It's like he wanted to lose the game. So yeah, I understand what you're saying about his philosophy, but his in-game management was atrocious.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've not seen like that.
We drew Wolves at Old Trafford.
Every time, I'm like, why is he doing that? Why is he making that move? Why do the defenders like that? Normally, what I even know, most defenders play in at least 80 minutes, 90 minutes. Sometimes it's taking defenders off like 70 minutes or something like that. I'm just like, and it's not like it just none of these moves made sense. So again, like with him going, I'm not like, oh no, he's left. I'm not like sad about that. I didn't want him to go just because I wanted to have some stability till the end of the season, but it's gone. And I think for the first time, I'm actually like, as in, can we probably see the actual real players now play? Can we actually see what they're capable of now? Can we see some level of attack? In games where, because we know we got the goals now. That's the thing. Last season, we couldn't find goals. Now we got the goals. Now it's like, let's go. Let's utilize them. Let's unlock them. And I heard Fletcher talking about, this was obviously on the 18s or whatever, but the way he was talking about how letting the players, flow, letting this, I'm like, let's go.
In your opinion, who's the single biggest winner of this decision? Is it Manu?
No, it's the fans.
The fans.
No, it's the fans.
You just look at the joy.
It's the fans.
I didn't want to be that guy that calls the man to leave. I didn't want to be that guy. I wasn't.
There's nothing wrong with being that guy.
But I'm not sad.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
Not sad
so
tonight.
Cyril, you was on with me and Gav yesterday, and you gave your top 4 predictions. Kunle, Nigel haven't had yours yet, so we'll end the show with the opportunity to, Cyril, you can make a change to your prediction if you want, but Nigel, Kunle, I want to get your predictions on how you see the top 4 finishing this season. Kunle, we'll come to you first, and then we'll go to Cyril, and then we'll end with Nigel.
First will be the Premier League will land in North London. Then it will be City, Liverpool, Chelsea, United.
So you got United 5th.
Yeah.
No, you got United 6th, actually. Where have you got?
No.
Where have you got Villa?
Fifth.
Where have you got Villa?
They're gonna drop out.
I mean, they're currently 11 clear of United.
They're going to. Yeah, everyone needs to understand this thing, this Emery loving that people love to do. Whenever Emery beats Arteta, that's when the who's the second best manager in the league talk starts to rise. Then as soon as Villa get a spanking, it goes quiet. And don't forget, soon the European games are going to come back. Man United have one game a week, one, and their first 11 went on once everything's ticking, people are fit, and Bruno goes back to where he's supposed to be, because why he was in the centre midfield next to Casemiro, no one ever
Only
knows.
Amorim knows. Only Ruben knows.
Oh, exactly. It made no sense because that's not how he plays. That's not his DNA. But I just see that Villa, when he goes back to 2 games a week, they haven't got the squad. And Emery, Emery loves a good cup. He likes a good Europa League. So he will try and go for that. And then Villa ain't got the squad. I don't think they have the squad to be doing both competitions at full strength. So I think one of them's going to give, and I think it'll be the Prem.
All right, fair enough. Cyril, do you want to change your predictions from yesterday? Or are you keeping them the same?
I'm still
being
conservative.
Who did he have first?
It's Man City.
Is that the hope is real?
I wish Gav didn't support, Arsenal, but yeah, I gotta be able to say City. Any day if I'm
Ruben Diaz and Guardiola are injured. Mm-hmm.
It's football.
So that's Ake and what's the other guy's name?
That 19-year-old.
Clash. Whatever his name is. Those are their new centre backs.
Wait, who do you say is injured? Ruben Diaz.
Ruben Diaz came off yesterday, and Guardiola's definitely injured. He rolled his ankle.
Yeah,
and he had to be helped off the pitch.
Hey,
but anyway, continue.
I'm happy whichever way. We'll help you out, at Old Trafford, no problems, But yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep it the way it was, just because I'm keeping it the way it was. I would love to be proven wrong about United. I definitely believe that. Again, I don't want to get too gassed up or whatever else, but I'd love to be able to see United go into that top 4.
Okay.
But
Nigel, what about you?
5th, both in it.
I agree with Conley. That's why I was saying to you, I didn't want to jump on this Emery talk, because it's all right to do it now, but it's mid-season. Let's see how it goes with the European football stars. I don't think their squad was big enough. We had that in the last podcast I was on with you guys when you said it there in the title run. I said absolutely not. In terms of the top 4, Man City, Arsenal will finish on points, equal on points, and then it will be.
Bro.
Tell me about Ekitike's injury.
I don't think it's injury. If he plays on Thursday at the Emirates, I'm scared about that game. If he doesn't play, I'm scared about that game. It's Liverpool at the end of the day. Like, you can't take it for granted. However, one question: why are you United fans so loath to just say Arsenal are going to win the league? Because Gavin offered you guys a bet. Hold on. Gavin offered you guys a bet.
Top 4 is it?
But Gavin, do you want to give your top? None of you took it.
Do you want to give my top 4, or do you want me to say what
so why didn't you take the bet with Gavin?
What's that got to do with my top 4? What's the question here?
Bro, cool.
No, what's the question here? Because I thought you said, what's my top 4? Like, do you know what I mean? I don't know why you're getting upset because of what I think the top 4 is going to be.
I'm not upset.
I just think it's quite contradictory. I think this is ludicrous. Like, I don't understand.
Bro, I'm not upset, but it doesn't make sense to me. Gavin's offering you a bet on the plate.
I'm glad to hear
you guys,
because
you guys are not taking it.
Cyril,
and then I'm offering you guys top 4. And
right. Gavin's bet was Cyril, that they win the league, right? And he didn't say if they do X, Y, Z, you give me this, and then if Man United get the 60 points plus, then he'll give me X, Y, Z, right?
He didn't want to do that one.
Yeah, he didn't want to do what I said, right? He raised the bar to something I didn't even say, nor that I believed in my club. So why would that be a bet I would take when I myself have said on this podcast on numerous occasions that 60 points, I'll be delighted when Amorim was in charge.
Nigel, what the bet was games, Arsenal win the league, okay, and
Man
United
United
clear
finished
your
top four.
United clear your 6.
No, he didn't say that. No, he didn't. Cyril didn't say that.
Right?
Yeah, what's it? I asked you
United top
what.
But
Yeah, top four.
effectively,
I asked you historically, David, what has 60 points got us?
Yeah, I know
you
that.
said top 8.
But
So
effectively,
how
what the bet
you
was,
want me to? I said top 8. You said top 4, and you want me to take a bet. Does anyone else see this? How does this make sense?
effectively, what that bet was.
If you said Man
Arsenal win the
United
league.
finish top 8 and Arsenal win the league, I will take that bet, bro.
You know what? I'll let him come.
I would have taken that bet,
right?
man. You're the one who told me 60 points gets you 8th. I take the bet is Man United 8th, Arsenal with the league. I'll shake your hand. I'll do it now. But you didn't. You said
you
said 4 additional places above what I said. And I said that bet don't sound like what I said. That's what I said.
Dave,
that's all all there is to it. But can I give him? Yeah, it feels like it, isn't it?
It feels like Gav's just texted you and told you to speak about this for him. On his
no. It's He hasn't. Right, but he'll defend himself when he's next on. But I just find it quite curious.
So I can't give my top 4.
You guys don't want to take the bet about Arsenal win the league or you win it, right? But then you're picking Man City for top 4. It's cool. It's fine. It's fine.
Conor, am I allowed to give my top 4, or is it only you guys? Is it exclusive to you lot?
Fair enough, man.
Right. Has Chelsea got that new? Has Chelsea got the guy from?
Not yet.
Not
yet.
Is it
going to be him? Is it going to be him?
It looks like it.
We don't know.
Right,
like,
so then
he's the front runner. So Liam Rossini.
Yeah. Gents, I got to bounce. I'm in the office. I got to bounce.
We'll end the show there. So yeah, gents, thanks for joining me. We will.
He hasn't given. But Nigel hasn't given his action. Oh, did he?
Stop for yeah.
Oh, so what did you say? I only heard the top 2. Well, the joint first.
He said beat Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United, and then Aston Villa to also get.
Oh, okay.
That's what I said before.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, on that note, gents, thanks for joining me. Viewers, thanks for joining us. We will return at the weekend to chew the fat off
with smiles on our faces.
On that note, guys, thank you for joining me.
Bye.